this week.
Why?
So I've got I've still got the rest of the night ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
But
Video's on, by the way.
oh, hello.
Right, we're just getting ready. Intro music and all that shite.
I'm sure they're interested.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Oh shit, timer. Nearly forgot that.
God forbid we go over.
Yeah, we go over, but we've got to keep some kind of control over this shit. Apologies again for last week's lack of proper video. Yeah, don't know what you're laughing
like
at.
It's an improvement any other week.
I don't know what you're laughing at. You could join in.
They were probably cheering. Yay, it's shorter.
I think I did put something in the middle of the episode.
Oh God.
Actually, no, because I couldn't put because I had to put the mid-podcast song in to break it up a bit. I actually did a scrolling bit of text and said, if you tell me what your biggest fail is in the last week, biggest fail recently is, and
Did we get any? Did anyone reply?
Mike.
Bless him.
Andy literally just took the piss out of me, that bastard.
At least people watch us, even if it's just Mike and Trevor.
Let's start. Hello! Drinky Talky Thingy number 115.
Yeah, we're still going.
Yes, we're still here.
We still drink and we still have massive opinions on things that we know very little about.
Yeah, and we still fail on a regular basis. But that's it.
I blame you, you're in charge of editing.
I'm in charge of everything.
I turn up.
You turn up, and that's about it. And you are.
I'm Gow.
Yes.
Or D_Gow on Twitter.
Yes. Paddy, also known as DrunkenGamer. The podcast is...
That's not just by us either.
No.
He's actually known as that by other people in the real world.
Yeah.
Do you actually have people that know you just as DrunkenGamer?
Yes.
Does that not get weird?
Yes.
Have you ever met any of these people in real life?
One or two of them.
Do they call you Paddy or DrunkenGamer?
They call me Paddy.
Oh. That spoiled the fun there.
I know.
I was hoping they call you DrunkenGamer.
Yeah. All the rest of the social media stuff is Facebook /Drinky Talky Thingy. Podcast Twitter account is at 8-Bit Alliance.
We didn't make that easy for him, did we?
No.
Drinky Talky Thingy. That's pretty much it though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's YouTube as well.
YouTube.
That's under 8-Bit Alliance, is it?
It's /
So well prepared as always. / DrunkenGamer 131.
Yeah.
Catch you on.
Because it's linked to my personal YouTube account.
And probably change that.
Yeah, but that means signing up for another fucking... Yeah, that's just too much effort. I'll sort that out soon.
Anyway, shall we get on to games?
Yeah, well, pick a story. You've got the list there.
Sega.
Oh, the Pluto. Yes, we mentioned Pluto.
Just because I don't know this story and I want to know how much it's going for.
About $8,000.
Jeebus. So this is the Pluto console we mentioned last week.
Yeah, last week we mentioned a guy who managed to find the second... the first development console for the Pluto concept.
The Sega Saturn, basically, with networking in it.
Yeah.
Well, networking and a modem, by the looks of it.
It was a built-in netgame modem.
Ah, cool. So there you go. It's got $8,000, you say?
Yeah, it was 8,000 earlier today when I looked.
I'm curious what it's gone up to now. Can we?
No,
is it on eBay?
It's on an auction site that I've never heard of called GameGavel.com.
Oh.
That actually seems to be specialised in collectors' gaming memorabilia and stuff like that. So yeah, it's at $7,600.
I wonder if this is legitimate. Or if somebody's just...
No idea. I think they...
Because it seems odd to go on a site like this. I may be wrong.
No, because it is specialised things. So there we've got the Goodwill, NES Grill,
I've never heard
Stadium
of
events. It's the very rare.
Yeah, I've heard of Stadium events.
It's a very rare cartridge that's going for nearly $12,000.
I'd love to know what people do with these. It's like, I own a piece of history. Now what? As much as I'd like to say there's only 3 of these in the world.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, alright, That's good. Shall we go get drunk?
So the other one, factory sealed 10 gen Tetris.
But again,
$300.
I find the whole collector's thing. Games consoles are made to be played.
Mm-hmm.
I find the whole collectible thing a bit odd.
I was a bit weird for a while. I have 2 Mega Drives.
One in better condition than the other by
No,
each
they're
other.
just different.
No. One was unboxed and was my one for use, and then I managed to find a boxed one for £25, so I picked it up. And then the last games night, I couldn't find the damn power cable for the one that I was using, so I just unboxed the one that was up there.
There you go.
Because I had another console, so I thought, fuck it, unbox the bloody thing.
That's it.
Different anyway. They're not the same.
It turns out that the one in the box was a Mega Drive 2, the smaller one.
Ah, right.
So the power cable was different.
I quite like the idea of having just a stack of... Actually, did you see somebody... Sorry, going completely off track. Somebody got all of their old systems and put them into one giant box with one power supply, and it's awesome, and I want one.
Yes.
Yeah, basically that's what I want. A stack of old games and a stack of old consoles. I don't want to collect, I just like to play old games.
You basically just want the Recon.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Retcon, the device that takes all the cartridges.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about the console, I just want the old
games.
Yeah. Anyway, should we move on?
Well, where are we going to go? Oculus Rift. Seeing as I'm now going to say...
name right.
Yeah, only because it did dawn on me after last week's show that I've been calling it the Occultus Rift for so long now, and it doesn't have a T in it.
Yeah.
How the hell...
Nothing occult about it, really, is it?
Well, it is. It's witchcraft, damn it. It's pure demon-level witchcraft.
If you say so, buddy. It's starting to gather...
A lot of traction. There was last week. It was the guy with the omnidirectional treadmill and Team Fortress, and now some Kickstarter campaigns are starting to put their support behind it. Theme Park Studios, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Theme Park, has said they're going to have Oculus Rift support, so actually get to ride all your roller coasters.
You know what I find odd? Why it needs support.
No.
I know this sounds like a ridiculous thing, but someone hopefully will correct me. Yeah, right. Okay, somebody may be listening. But as I understand it, it works like a 3D setup, a 3D TV. So you have 2 images and it either flickers from one to the other very, very quickly. But in the Oculus Rift, you just have it in 2 separate...
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Why do you need support for that? Surely you just need to implement 3D for it to...
Well, no, that's it. It's also got head tracking, so that it can do that. That's where you need the support.
Right.
Where your standard 3D just has the 2 eye thing.
Yeah, this has
got motion control and all those sensors. One of the strangest things backing it this week I didn't imagine. Now I'm sure you watch MythBusters.
Yeah.
Do you know they've got their own spin-off thing at the minute called Tested.com?
I didn't.
It's a technology and community technology community done by Adam and Jamie and a team of people.
Yeah.
And they go this week on YouTube, Jamie Heineman doing a video talking about the Oculus Rift and where he sees its potential for use of remote telepresence. For things like controlling cars and vehicles, so that you can set the cameras up in the right location and use the motion tracking to basically have a first-person view of the devices that he's controlling.
That would be pretty cool. It seems a bit odd, but
it's just weird. But if he's thinking about it, then obviously the military will also be thinking about for things like drones, and because there is that disconnect of remotely controlling something and not having the first-person view on it.
I'm still a bit lost by all of this.
Yeah, it's weird.
Can I move this? Because you can't hear me at all. There we go. Not that I like to be centre of attention, but they need to hear me rather than just get mumbles.
And you could move the microphone closer, which would also work.
I could stop mumbling as well, I suppose.
Yes, the mumbling probably isn't good.
38 Studios, come on, we haven't visited them in a while. What's going on with 38 Studios?
Right, Kurt Schilling has been talking to, I think it was Forbes this week, New York Times, sorry. And he is saying that the state of Rhode Island's legal action is wholly without merit, 100% baseless, and says it's all their fault, basically.
Nice.
They did nothing that they were... Well, yeah, it's a very dry read, to be fair. It is.
That's the nice way of saying we can't be asked to read it.
No, I did read some of it, and the Rhode Island Economic Development Council basically are trying to claim that 38 Studios was destined to fail based on 38 Studios' own projections, and that they hid this from the Development Council, and they should never have been given the money in the first place, and they're now using a lawsuit to try and default on the loans that they took out to be able to loan the money to 38 Studios.
I just find the whole thing ridiculous. How the hell did a state end up giving money to a development studio? I don't get it. I don't understand. Surely, if it was that good a concept for 38 Studios to do whatever they did, so
yeah,
they'd have just got the money elsewhere, not from somebody to loan the money.
Oh, no. What happened was, the way this all came about, because it is a bit of a weird situation. Now, 38 Studios was running before, it was working and developing fine. And Rhode Island went to them and said, if you move your development studio here, we will loan you this much money in order to do so. Because Rhode Island's Development Corporation was trying to foster games development in the Rhode Island area, and thought that by bringing a studio there, it would bring other studios. It's an interesting concept, and it can work. Because look at any area where tax breaks have happened, the studios come, one studio comes, and then more come with it. Unfortunately, they picked 38 Studios, and they had a bit of a bad time with their games. Their games weren't widely received, and didn't make as much money as they were hoping. They were also... But the point of the loan wasn't for making games, it was for bringing the studio to that area in the hopes that it would improve the economy of the area. It's just not worked.
It failed miserably.
Yeah. But now they took out loans on the state's credit rating to loan that money to 38 Studios, and now they're having to sort that out.
So basically, they screwed up, and they're trying to pin it on 38 Studios, by the sounds of it.
That's pretty much it.
Excuse me.
And that's all there is
Happy
to
times.
Yeah. And I think that's only the only news from them at the minute, other than...
They really should just let it die, shouldn't they?
Well, somebody's got to pay the money off. That's it. There's no... It's not like they can just run away from the loan. That the bills need to be paid, and the state's just going to have to pay them.
Ah, well. Sorry to just be so blasé, but it's America. Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yes.
I've only seen mentions of this. I've not actually seen anything more.
The
title. There's a Ratchet and Clank movie coming.
Yeah. There's a good trailer. The trailer is funny. It's got the Ratchet and Clank humour to it. It's due for release in 2015. It's CG. So it's going to be the characters, it's got the right voices, and I can't remember which studio's developing it, but I'm looking forward to it. As long as it keeps the Ratchet and Clank humour.
There's not many games that translate well, though, are there, really?
No, but as long as they stay in the Ratchet and Clank universe, as long as they keep the Ratchet and Clank humour, then that is the kind of film that works. Because it's the incredible...
over the top in it.
It's a Pixar film with a slightly more adult tone to it. Now, all Pixar films have the adult jokes in there for the dad watching with his kids. But Ratchet and Clank is effectively a Pixar movie that might have a few kid-friendly jokes in there. Right.
I don't know. I think I've fooled me once and all that.
Yeah.
Games, movies, they don't always go well together. They never go well together.
No, but how often this will be one of the first few where it's been a CG. They haven't tried to turn it into...
They've just kept what it is.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's the actual studio developing that.
Well, there was talk, wasn't there, a while ago,
Yeah.
the fact you could actually now develop a film with game graphics.
Well, that's actually one of the extra time things.
Awesome.
There's a CryEngine 3 demo, and it's not for games developers, it's for movie creators. Basically saying, you lot that are making films and CG, use CryEngine.
They're not daft, are they?
Yeah.
Because they've taken their expertise there and just kind of...
But yeah, Ratchet and Clank could work as a studio film. It just could. Because it's got the right story-driven approach to it. As long as the same writers are working on it, it'll do well with the games market. It'll do well in the independent because you've got the cute characters for the kids. You've got enough comedy for an independent...
I'm glazing
Yeah.
over, sorry.
But they're not the only one being made into a CG movie at the minute.
I've heard something about Heavenly Sword
Yeah.
as well.
No, you've read something about it because the story's there.
Shh, I'm being knowledgeable.
Yeah. Go on then, tell us a bit about it.
There's a movie in the works and it's not coming to theatres near you. That's pretty much the story, isn't it?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Is it straight to DVD though?
Straight to DVD, 2014 release for that one, it's looking like.
I realise
Which
it's
is
not
not
DVDs anymore, but...
Yeah, but it's not surprising that one would go straight to DVD because it was an overlooked game in general.
That would be like doing Kingdoms of Amalur, the film.
Yeah.
It's just not going to do well. Well, hell, look at the studio. So, I'll let you pick one. Actually, no, sorry, there's one that's pissed me off.
What?
Pizza Hut Connect. Why have they done Pizza Hut for the Xbox? Why would you want to order a pizza through your Xbox? That's the last thing I could ever do. I wouldn't want to stop my game, leave the game, load up the Pizza Hut app and order a pizza when I can just do it on my phone.
Yes. But then you're...
What am I missing? I don't need to see a picture of a pizza with a topping I've chosen. I know what pepperoni looks like. It looks like pepperoni.
I know. It's all completely pointless. It's just one of those things. And they're making a big song and dance on the fact that you can now order your pizza on Xbox. Woo! EverQuest did it nearly a decade ago.
Yeah.
They had the /pizza command that would then load up a pizza ordering component that would allow you to order from, I think it was Domino's, with in-game. It would then use your account information to fill in the address and tell Domino's where to deliver it.
But this is it. Since then, things have come on. Now we have smartphones and we have the second screen that all of these console developers go on about.
Yeah.
That second screen is quite useful for ordering pizza. In fact, it's very useful for ordering pizza. In fact, I order pizza from my second screen. All I do is I pause my game, not exit it, order, and then carry on.
Yep.
They've over-engineered something that is just a complete waste of time. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
That one really annoyed me this week.
It annoyed me because they're selling it as something new and incredible, and it's not. It's been done before.
Do you have to have a gold subscription to get it?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming yes.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, it's that's the only kind of people that are going to be gullible enough to buy a pizza over Xbox. The people that are gullible enough to pay for the Xbox Live subscription.
There is no use case scenario where it makes more sense to do it on your Xbox. It's always quicker on your phone.
Yeah.
Always. There is nothing slower about your phone. You take your phone out, you unlock the screen, you choose your app, you go. On the Xbox, you have to pause it, use your funny little thumbsticks to get to where you need to be, open it. It's not intuitive.
Unless it's part of the select. Unless it's part of the quick menu. In which
I
case...
suppose that kind of works. If you don't have to leave your game, fine. But even then, I think they're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, there's definitely failings in it.
Nobody has someone ever gone, God, it takes me 5 seconds to get my phone out my pocket. I wish there was a quicker way.
No,
Actually,
I agree
I'm sure
with that.
people probably have. Again, Americans. Sorry, carry on.
Well, let's go down the list to Tetris. Tetris is in the news this week.
Yeah, again, one of the few stories I've actually read this
Yeah,
week.
because it may fix people with bong eyes.
That's a new phrase. So basically, if somebody's staring across both
if
sides
you've got a lazy eye and one of your eyes wanders off, if you played Tetris as a kid, it can actually help steer the eye back. It trains the eye to focus on a certain point.
It makes them work together, doesn't
Yeah.
it? So.
And playing Tetris and the amount of focus that's required has actually been proven to be beneficial and help fix and train lazy eyes to be less lazy.
I think it's funny calling it a lazy eye.
It's got to be better than wrong eye.
Yeah, so good news for Tetris.
Yeah.
It still has its uses.
After all these years, Tetris is still doing great things.
It also teaches you a life lesson.
Which is?
Good things disappear, errors stack up. It's kind of true.
That's
Think about it when you're at work, you do something awesome and nobody gives a shit. But you do something wrong, suddenly, just me. No.
I don't do much wrong.
Arrogant knob.
No, it's only because I don't do much.
Yeah. If you don't do anything, you can't do anything wrong, can you?
If you don't do much, you can't get it wrong.
Right, I want to cover the SimCity DLC.
Okay, SimCity, go on then.
Just because... Well, it's not a DLC, sorry, the update.
It's the bug fixes.
Yeah, the bug fixes
2.0
has introduced an awesome bug, which is a garbage truck that spawns garbage trucks.
Infinite garbage trucks.
So there's a great little video online of you just see traffic backed up. You zoom in, it's all garbage trucks. It pans up the road, and there's just a garbage truck parked there with infinite garbage trucks flying out of it. That is a good feature.
I'm trying to think.
Remember, EA
I've seen that before.
They don't do bugs; they do features.
See, what they can do is spin that as a homage to Doctor Who.
I'm not the biggest Who fan,
No.
so you're going to have to elaborate.
There is an episode called... I can't remember what it's called. But it's one of the...
The infinite spawning garbage truck?
No. They've got a Dalek prison. A Time Lord prison just hovering in the sky, and out of it is spawning infinite Daleks.
Nice.
And that's exactly what it looks like. It's just stood there as this kind of vaguely Dalek shape, and it's infinitely spawning Daleks out.
That's useful.
And that's what they can spin it as. They can spin it as a homage to that episode of Doctor Who.
It's our new Doctor Who feature for all you geeks out there. I
think there'd be people stupid enough to buy it on that grounds.
I always remember, was it Tiger Woods where they actually spun the "it's not a bug, it's a feature." Because there was a bug in the game where you walk on water, so they showed him walking on water. It's like, what?
It's not a bug, he can actually do this.
That is the one time I've ever seen EA do anything good PR-wise. I get the feeling it may have been a spoof, not actually.
Well, actually, no, they've done something. They kind of won something that kind of makes me want to root for EA this week. And that's, do you remember that there was that arsehole that had the copyright to the word edge? Tim Langdell, I think it was.
Yeah.
Had the copyright the trademark for edge as pertaining to anything to do with gaming. So he was suing EA in regards to Mirror's Edge, Edge Magazine.
How did he get this trademark? Just
I don't know.
He must have slept with someone, surely, because...
But yeah, he was taking future publishing for Edge Magazine, EA over Mirror's Edge, Mobby Games over their PC title Edge, and a bunch of other indie developers that he put cease and desist letters on, ended up changing the name of their games to basically avoid having to take him on in court. Unfortunately, when he stuck his nib in against EA and Future Publishings, they went, no. We'll have less of this. And they took him to court, and the judge in California has basically put a cancellation on his copyrights. Basically, they've revoked the copyrights to Edge in that terms. But it means that no game studio can register that word.
Well, you shouldn't be able to.
But, something like
any
Edge.
Single word of the English language shouldn't be trademarkable.
No.
It's just silly. Gears of War. Yes, that's 3 words altogether that makes up a brand.
Yes.
Edge is not a brand. It's an edge. I don't know what more I can add to that.
No, I agree with you.
How do you define an edge?
You can't trademark a single word. That's just... Well, no. You can't trademark a single word unless you've made the word up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise, we'd be telling people they can't trademark Guinness.
The thing is, yeah, fair point. I'm sure Oxford, the people that make the dictionary, in my mind.
Oh no,
they're
trademarked as Oxford English Dictionary.
Yeah, but
they're trademarked as
the dictionary. Say we wrote this down first, didn't they? I mean,
they're registered as the OED.
That's so close to IED.
But yeah, he's lost the lawsuit. He's trying to appeal it though. He thinks that our judge is an idiot and his ruling was defective. Yep, no, his ruling was cutting edge and therefore took an edge off your ability to create lawsuits.
Where did you find these puns? Were these in the comments by any chance?
No, they just popped up in my head.
Either way, he's a knob and he lost. Really, there's nothing more to it. He's not a nice person. He's clearly just tried to exploit the system that's in place. And it's nice to see somebody put in place, even if it is by ear.
Should we stick with exploitation of the system and go to the Activision PR manager that took advantage of the fact that budgets for PR are far too large, and managed to walk away with over £29,000.
Dollars.
Pounds. Oh, nice dollars. Sorry.
It was in England, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a British PR developer.
But because we get our news from America, it's in dollars. But either way, she managed to put off a holiday to Florida on company expenses.
She managed to put a holiday to Florida. A co-worker managed to buy 3 iPad 2s.
A bachelorette party.
Yeah. And 3 iPad 2s and a £3,500 holiday. Just basically, they started buying shit on the company credit card.
That sounds like they got each other to write it off as well.
Yeah, they got each other to sign it off.
At least they've been punished properly, though. It's not like one of these, right, you're fired, you've been a very naughty girl. This is kind of like, this is gross misconduct. This is against the law. Yeah,
this is the end of the lawsuit against them. Neither of them have gone to jail. However, they've both got suspended sentences.
Yeah, one of them has to do 80 days unpaid work.
Yeah,
which
the other one got a somewhat massive fine.
Yeah,
but it's suspended sentences, which means they haven't currently gone to jail. However, they could if they break any kind of law in the intervening period.
You know what they should do? They should bring back parking tickets and things like that as being rather than being a privatised thing, make it a criminal offence.
Yeah.
And then they could go to prison for a parking ticket. You know, like you used to be able to.
What you do in America?
Yeah.
America have the 3 strikes you're out rule. So on your if you get
I'm going to take your word for this. This is.
Sorry. I'm thinking wrong. This is different. It's the American 3 strike rule is. On your 3rd trip to jail, it doesn't matter what crime you've committed. If you're sent to jail, it's a guaranteed life sentence.
What? That seems a bit extreme.
But it's designed to stop them committing crime a 3rd time.
Oh, that'd be
because if you've been sent to jail twice, you know whatever you're doing that 3rd time. There are people in prison for life for stealing biscuits and videotapes.
In my mind, this is playing out now. It's like loads of hard nuts sat around. What are you in for? Murder. What are you in for? I raped a girl. What are you in for? I stole a biscuit. I just think that'd be a brilliant little. No, just me.
No, because that's how they work. And on the 3rd offence, you get a life sentence regardless of what it is.
Another beer now, Paddy.
Yep, this is good. What have I got? Tango.
Tango. That's the one that sends me funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a hobgoblin. At least there's no Smiths. They don't go well.
They're in the bottom of the fridge.
So, I'm avoiding them.
Fair enough.
THQ.
Right, the THQ thing's going on, and it's nearly over. In fact, it's pretty much over. Apart from the fact that THQ still owes several hundred million to its creditors.
Yeah.
Which is bad times for its creditors because they're not seeing any of it.
The thing is, THQ is that games company that everyone kind of ignored. I know it sounds daft. We all bought the games, but it is occasionally.
Well, no. You'd be surprised how How many games were THQ?
I know they had good titles, but think about it this way: everyone can name an Activision game easily. Everyone can name a EA game easily. They're the two big daddies. THQ was the other big one.
Yeah.
Along with Ubisoft, but Ubisoft actually seem to. They're quite vocal. You hear about them a lot. Yeah. THQ, you never heard anything bad.
No,
anything good. They were just there in the background.
Yeah, that was their problem. We hear about Activision, EA, and Ubisoft. They're constantly in the news because
usually for bad things.
For bad things, but bad news lasts longer than good news.
At least they're in the
fact that THQ very rarely fucked up is probably their downfall.
They made Metro.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't, but they published Metro.
Darksiders.
Of all the games, Darksiders. They publish all these new IPs, which nobody bought enough of, so they go downhill. Yeah. And then people complain that EA, Activision, and Ubisoft keep releasing sequels. Yep. Of course they do. You don't buy new IPs.
But they went under. They still owe to a couple of $100 million to various people, and they're not going to get paid based on what? Another studio that makes a lot of games that people don't know of, Nordic Games, has gone and picked up pretty much everything that was left of THQ's IP library.
Yeah. 4.9 million, I think they spent, didn't they?
$4.9 million.
And they pretty much just went that. They literally just took all sorts.
They published a list, and that's the wrong story.
Yeah, and it just says "and more" at the bottom.
Yeah. And the list was Titan Quest, Darksiders, Red Faction, MX vs ATV, Frontlines, Juice, Stuntman, Destroy All Humans, Deadly Creatures, The Outfit, Summoner, Full Spectrum Warrior, Supreme Commander, and much more. Now, a lot of people don't know who the fuck Nordic Games is. I can't remember an individual game that Nordic published.
No, I've played plenty of them, but I'm with you on that. Unfortunately, I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brains now.
I'm firing up Wikipedia while we talk.
Nordic walking. I'm kind of curious what Nordic walking is now.
I'd guess walking in Scandinavia.
Oh, that's simple.
List of Nordic games.
I don't think this is what you're after.
There we go.
There you go. So
Alan Wake.
Oh yeah.
Dungeon Lords, Gothic 2.
Michael Schumacher Racing. Oh yeah.
They've not been. Spellforce is a good series.
But
Painkiller.
Yeah. Have you played a Painkiller game?
Not recently.
The first I remember playing Painkiller. I walked into a room, I killed everything, the door at the other end opened. I walked into the next room, killed everything, the door at the other end. It's just zones. It was terrible.
Rockhard, that was a good game. Torchlight, they were involved in that.
Okay. But it's still not.
And their upcoming games is Deadfall Adventures.
But let's be honest, they're still little. They don't have the big games.
Well, they do now.
No, they have the names.
They have the IPs now.
Fair enough. They have the names now, but they don't actually have the games. So yeah. Wait, is this isn't Nordic Games?
It is. This is the publishing. This is the Japanese studio that actually publishes games under the brand Nordic Games.
Fair enough. So Nordic Games is the developer, or is it? I'm just confused.
There's two. Basically, there's two parts of it.
This is the parent. Is this like Vivendi Activision? How that used to be? Right. That's fine. I understand now. Let's move on.
But literally, they've picked up everything, and
the thing is, those MX versus ATV games, I used to enjoy playing them. Yeah. Red Faction, they could do something useful with that because the concept behind Red Faction was just destroy everything.
Yeah.
Which was nice, and it was innovative at the time. Now it's kind of...
Everybody's got it.
Yeah, the Frostbite engine does it better. So if they can do something with that, that'd be interesting. Supreme Commander as well was always an interesting RTS.
Full Spectrum Warrior, I'd like to see that make a return.
Yeah. They could do something awesome.
There's some good... Destroy All Humans. I loved that game.
Never played it.
It was brilliant. But yeah, that's...
It's bad times for THQ, but good times for everyone else. Poor THQ. They should have done more bad things.
Yeah.
Put DRM on something and 2 weeks later take it off, just... yourself in the news for something.
That
I shouldn't be encouraging this, should I?
No, we shouldn't. But trying to think where to go from this.
Well, this quite adequately goes on to the power of silence.
Yeah, because
THQ were silent. You never heard anything of them.
But this is silence in a different way. This week something that we've never subscribed to. Rock Paper Shotgun wrote an article earlier this week trying to explain why everybody has forgiven EA for the SimCity debacle and why the story just seems to have disappeared from the from the games news radar. And that's basically because the games industry has developed a very good defence mechanism for bad news.
It's not the games industry, it's humans in general. How many times have you had an argument with your other half that's resulted in one of you just going and just gone quiet? You can't argue with nothing.
You can.
At that point you're a raving loon and you have to be hammered to do it. You can't just argue with yourself. Okay, you can with yourself. Okay, you can't argue at nothing. It's like shouting at a brick wall. It does nothing for you.
It makes you feel better.
Okay, yeah, it does. But then eventually you calm down. You realise you're arguing with nothing. The brick wall is never going to shout back at you. If it does, you need to see someone.
But anyway, a lot of studios have developed that when they get bad news, they go quiet and radio silence, and because the whole SimCity thing was they were arguing and they were fighting, and then somebody pointed out in detail, this is why your game doesn't even need an online connection. Yeah. Here is the physical, detailed evidence as to why your game doesn't need.
Unfortunately, they dug themselves that deep there was no way they could get back out, so they have to stay quiet.
At that point, they went silent because of one slight problem with that person saying, in no uncertain terms, this and this proves. Because that person wished to remain anonymous. And by staying silent, it was then up to that person to out himself to further the argument, and he couldn't. Because I guarantee that person will probably have been a member of staff and fearful of his job, which is fair enough. But that's why a lot of other news sites didn't publish it. Rock Paper Shotgun published that story because they verified everything and then agreed to keep his name quiet. Whereas other sites, because EA hadn't responded, couldn't run with that story. They couldn't for their own, for the other downside of the game's press, running with rumours.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them like to get some kind of response, don't they? So it's not a one-way argument. And if you don't give a response, then they can't do that. So
this is how EA are winning the SimCity thing at the minute, because they've just gone stum. So
they've pretty much went, no, we're not playing anymore. They've thrown their toys out the pram and they've given up. Because let's face it, SimCity's sold.
But
it's made its money.
The good news is that by Rock Paper Shotgun pointing out the power of this silence tactic that the studios have, it's caused a few other gaming sites to point out, you know what, to chime up and, you know what, Rock Paper Shotgun's right on this. We can't just sit back and let them win the argument this way.
But what are you going to do?
Well, what Rock Paper Shotgun have decided to do is they've actually decided that reporting on a studio's silence on a topic is actually worthy reporting news.
Yeah, I suppose it's incriminating, isn't it, when you're
the fact that a studio is refusing to answer on a certain topic is worth reporting now. So this week they also, aside mentioning that, they also reported the fact that Deep Silver, a couple of months back, had a bit of a PR goof where they decided to make a bikini edition of the...
Yeah, it was fitting, wasn't it?
It was one of the
obviously all zombies need bikinis.
Yeah, it was one of the collector's editions for Dead Island 2, and it came with a statuette that was basically just a zombie-bitten torso in a bikini. It was crude.
Teenagers the world over are looking at it going, oh.
Yeah. Now, how it ended was Deep Silver saying it was regrettable that this was even considered as a possibility. And we will be looking into why this has happened, and basically that was hinting that it was going to go away. They were going to go away, change their mind. However, they went silent after saying, we apologise. And everybody kind of just went, okay, they've apologised, they've gone quiet, that's story over. Nobody thought to check up on them. And it turns out that they're still actually selling this collector's edition.
It's like literally going, oh guys, we're really sorry, this is really distasteful. I don't suppose you want to buy one, do you? We got these 100,000 in stock and, well, we need to get rid of them somehow. Go on.
But yeah, but that's again the power of silence. The studio just went quiet on it and everybody went, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Well done, you're commendable. Let's go shout at somebody else. It's pretty much, I think really though, that was overshadowed by the likes of EA with the... We're fickle.
There's always a new crisis.
Yeah, we're fickle. It's like the whole, I'm going to boycott this game because blah blah blah, and then 3 days later everyone's playing it. We don't boycott anything. We like to talk a good game, but at the end of the day, we are the internet. And everyone knows everything about the internet is that we talk a good game, but we don't do anything.
I still don't own SimCity.
I never intended to, so
no,
I can't really
to.
claim that one. You're waiting for everything to be fixed.
I'm either waiting for everything to be fixed or possibly waiting for a DRM removal, I'm not sure. Offline mode.
I'm tempted, I might actually get it, but first I need a working PC. But so I think Fia'd enjoy it. I think it's one of those games that everyone...
Did she enter the competition then?
No.
Why not?
I only told her about it the other day and I didn't actually tell her where to go to enter. I said, hey, there's a competition to become a truck driver. And she's like, oh my god! I went, yeah.
I'll have to work now.
What's the tea?
That's just wrong. But should we stick a song in?
I think we should.
I think we should pause
that and we're fine. Yeah.
The video's still going and I should actually find a song.
And I'm vibrating, your timer's still going as well.
Oh shit, timer. Pause. We didn't get a song this week, so...
Oh dear.
Pick a word.
Smurf.
Okay. Joe has decided that the song will be Smurf related. God bless Newgrounds and its fact that it's got everything. You're getting to see some very background.
Yeah, this is the worst of our banter. We're supposed to have witty banter in between, but what's actually happening is I'm texting the other half and he's looking for Smurfs online.
Yeah. Russian roulette Smurf mix.
I love it already.
That's a good start. Let's download that one. That is made by The Merely Human.
The what?
The Merely Human. That's the author.
Oh. Okay, the one downside to the Nexus.
You keep activating buttons that you don't mean.
Yeah, the volume button's in just the right place that as I grip the phone to put pressure on the lock button, it's silly. That's why the iPhone's on top. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry. Bit
I
of
do it
insight.
with my tablet though, turn the volume up, I always hit the bloody screen button and it goes off.
Well, that's it. Well, the thing is, on the tablet, I can understand. On the phone, it's on the opposite side, but it's where your hand rests. So you turn the volume up as you turn it off. So it goes from silent to the noisiest thing on the face of the hour. This looks like it's about to get epic.
Yeah.
What?
It looks like it's about to get epic, but it's not.
It's coming. I can feel it. I think I may have guided us wrongly.
This is your selection. This is your fault.
How many stars? It's got a good upvote though. You'd expect this to be half decent.
Hang on, let's just quickly move these stories around. So we've done the Pluto, we've done the episode.
Should we start a new little section for done stuff and then just...
And I'm thinking, we've got the EA job cuts.
What's this have anything to do with Smurfs?
I have no idea.
Did I mention I finished XCOM?
Have you?
Yeah, today. It's good.
I'm planning on doing some videos.
But it turns out I was trying to figure out how to do the end bit.
Yeah.
Because it says you need a psionic troop, so I've got a psychic bloke in my team. He's got all sorts of funky powers, it's great. And then I have this little device that he needs to use, and only a psychic person can use them. And every time it says, sorry, you can't use it.
Oh yeah,
Turns
you're
out
dead.
I have to give him psychic armour. So he can use the psychic thing, so I can do the last mission, which turns out is about as difficult as what's an easy game?
Pong?
Yeah, it's about as difficult as Pong.
Well done.
In fact, I went all the way through the entire mission without taking a hit. This is the last mission.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think it should be that easy. XCOM games are supposed to be difficult.
No.
I get the feeling.
As I said, you're dead in my game.
Oh.
Because you can rename all the people.
Yeah, I've got Fee in mine.
I created you, and you died on the first mission.
Well,
it was a skilled troop as well. The moment I gave him your name, he just pegged it.
I think all of my troops are in like the Titan armor, which is the massive chunky stuff. And literally, I made a mistake on the last room of this last mission. I've got Fee as one of my characters, and she's assault, so she's a runner and gunner.
Yeah.
I ran her into a room, and like enemies just lined the walls. Run back, run back! She ended up getting taken over by the enemy, which meant they didn't shoot her. So again, technically, I still didn't take a hit. She shot at me.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's actually quite realistic. But yeah, I quite enjoyed that one.
I do like the fact that you can customise all the characters.
Yeah. But like, by the end of it, I ended up in a shootout between... I'd mind-controlled one of their big dudes, they mind-controlled one of mine. So what that left me with was the person controlling my guy, who's now defenceless because they're controlling my guy, and this big dude that's on their team, but I'm controlling him. So I sent him, shot the guy that's controlling my team, so now I've got a full squad and one of theirs. And the only enemy left on the map is one that I'm controlling, so technically it's a good guy. So I had to have him stood in the corner of a room and throw a grenade up in the air, just to kill himself so I could win. Oh, you can control minds later on.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that. That's kind of standard practice with aliens.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Well, even early on, they've got that. The first few missions, they've got that mental link between them, and you realise that somewhere along the line that's going to come into play.
They get more badass as you go through. The worst one is you get these big kind of mech things that are evil. I walked into a room with two of them, and that wasn't fun. But what you need, the best troops you can have, the heavy guys with the plasma heavy gun, because that thing rips through anything, and the plasma sniper rifle. And if you get double tap, which is like the last one you unlock, one of the last ones, I don't know that. I think you get this, as long as you hit, you get another shot.
Ah.
So you got a sniper that can deal about 16, 17 damage, and he gets 2 shots. It's awesome. You can just take down anything.
Yeah, I haven't quite worked out how to play the game properly yet. I'm gonna be doing it, and I'm gonna go back and start again.
I'll be honest. I got annoyed because I got to a point where I was struggling to keep my base up and running.
Yeah, that's
my guys were fine. I can do the battle bit, but getting my base right and buying things in the right order was the difficult bit.
Yeah, I haven't quite worked out the best thing yet either.
Yeah, but you don't need to buy any kind of. You don't need to buy much in terms of operated ships until later on. So don't fill your hangar, because I did. I bought loads of ships and planes to send out in case anything came, and nothing came.
Well, until you've got more satellites up in the air, you don't.
Yeah.
You can only see that. You can only shoot things that your satellites can see, and if you only got 2 satellites in the air.
This is the other one. One of the other unlocks was what was it? Defend your satellites so aliens don't shoot them down. I never once had an alien shoot one of my satellites. I didn't know they could. So I'm starting to think that's one of those unlocks that people buy as a precautionary measure, and it doesn't actually do anything. But I may be wrong. Anyway, shall we?
Well, I'm just going to do the last one first.
Cool. But yeah, you should play XCOM.
Yeah, I am playing XCOM and many other things. This is my problem. I have many games on the go. You see, I don't know which one to play.
I need to start a new one now. I've got Skyrim and Battlefield still sealed. I think I'm past it for those though. Joe. Shoot Paddy online if I shoot him when he comes in. Cool.
Make sure you get him moving proper.
Well, I'm actually just going to try and do it casually, just kind of...
Right, it's good.
When he gets to the lion's bag, if I pull the trigger, he should hit him in the balls. So... But I figure if I don't draw attention to the fact I've got a gun on my lap, he won't even look.
They'll come through gabbing about some.
I don't know why you set up this camera. I don't get it. Because there's like 10 people probably watching total.
And it takes him hours to edit.
To make it this far. So there's probably Trevor and Mike watching this at very most. Maybe Roy. Roy might be watching, so that's maybe 3. And all we do extra is shoot Paddy in the balls. Which I'm not sure it's that interesting. Oh, timing was off.
Yep.
I missed.
I did hear every word of that, you know.
Never mind. I feel like that was an anti-climax now. Can you go away and come back?
No.
No.
Right, let's start back.
What have we actually got left? We didn't organise the stories at all.
No, we did. We moved them down.
Oh, did we?
Tetris was the last one, so we got the EA job cuts, we got them. In fact, that one can go where? That one.
Somebody made a point the other day of they put out the name of the Xbox consoles going through, and saying stick to the plan Xbox, because the first one was Xbox, so they put an X and then a square Xbox.
Yeah.
Next one was Xbox 360, so they put an X, a square, and a circle.
Yeah.
So the next one should be Xbox 360 Delta. So you've got X, square, circle, triangle.
I'll bet they do it.
Logically,
Yeah.
it should be.
Right, we'll just leave some of these stories out.
Is it just me that finds things like that amusing?
No, that makes sense.
The fact somebody actually realised
Works it
it. Woo! Really sorry.
that wasn't your... Well, no, that was your fault.
Yeah.
Joe suggested Smurfs. I googled that. I went on Newgrounds and searched for the word Smurf, and then it came up with that Gal picked.
I'm sorry. I was expecting.
And
the thing is, we put it in place as well, and the waveform actually looked pretty epic, but it never really
kicked off.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The song was called Russian Roulette Smurf Mix by
Can someone explain?
The Merely Human.
If somebody could explain to me what a Smurf mix is, that would really, really improve my day.
The beginning bit was all high pitched and it sounded like a Smurf.
Maybe that's it then. High pitched intro, Smurfy like.
Maybe it's because it makes you depressed and you turn blue.
Okay. Why not? Oh, Thomas Was Alone.
Okay, yeah, back to this. Thomas Was Alone has been released on the PS3 and PS Vita, and if you PlayStation Plus, you get it for free.
Whoop. It's also getting decent reviews.
It's getting very good reviews.
Although, did you see the review by the local newspaper?
No. The whole Daily Mail has reviewed it.
Not our local newspaper, his local newspaper.
Ah.
And the person just rips it to shit. Like, literally, just being pathetic about it. It's like, oh, well, it's very hard to get attracted to these characters because they're just squares at the end of the day. The graphics aren't very good. The puzzles are simple. It feels like it's trying to be Portal.
Okay, and he will be riding away from the office on his fixie bike.
Exactly. Fuck off.
For the audio people, Gao owns a fixie.
I also own a sausage dog. And the other day when I was on my way here, the last time we podcasted, I was walking feet and we're walking with the dog and my bike.
You were walking feet?
Yeah, that sounded wrong. Walking with me, walking the dog. I had my little kind of messenger bag on. Pushing my fixie down the road.
Hipster!
Holding a sausage dog. And literally there's that moment where I looked down and thought, oh no, this is just too much at once.
Too much hipster.
Yeah. On another note, the Xbox.
Right, this is the big announcement that But the Xbox the Xbox people are holding a convention on the 21st of May to announce the next generation of gaming.
Yeah.
And that's how they're tagging it. They're next generation gaming.
It's not difficult. Basically, it's going to be a bit more powerful, but nothing that radical.
Yeah, they obviously aren't taking too much of a gamble because they've also... There's 2 rumours that have popped out as a result.
Right, let me guess. I know one of them because I'm guessing that's what's up there. But the other one, I would guess that it will play second-hand games.
No, that rumour hasn't come out yet.
Still... Oh, right, okay.
No, the rumour is... The first rumour is that it's going to have a DVR-like video capture capability. Shocking that, considering that's what PlayStation 4 is aiming for.
I just want to point out, although I understand kind of where they're coming from there, I think that's a can of worms, because the amount of different formats you would have to support, because some people have skyboxes, some people have Freeview boxes, some people have Freeview built into the TV.
They're not talking DVR video capture of other things.
Oh,
the DVR as in digital video capture of its own gaming capabilities.
Alright. Oh, well, in that case, yeah.
No, like Alex Hoppage box.
Yeah. So really that's a non-story.
So basically,
that's the first time you can have a share button.
That's the first time that rumour's popped up though. So I thought we'd mention that. The other rumour is a recurring rumour.
In my mind that's been out for some time.
No,
Am I making this up?
But mainly because the PS4 announced it, and you just assume. Hang on, I forgot to start the timer.
I suppose that's the problem. PlayStation have beat them to it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to be a fanboy.
The other rumour is that the subscription rumour has popped back up. The fact that the premium version will be $500,
and there's going to be
and the non-premium version will be $300 with a $10 a month subscription.
I can kind of understand where they're coming from with that, but my whole issue is how long does that subscription have to be on that console?
Yep.
And do you have to pay any kind of subscription for the other one? For the premium?
No, the premium apparently is subscription free.
So then that would suggest that when you buy a premium model, you must get a card in the box that links to your account to say I've bought it.
Yeah. At which point which would make all second-hand Xbox whatevers subscription based.
Yeah, it's a clever way of doing it, isn't it?
It's
taken, if that happens, I've taken what's gone on with games, with software, and made it.
Basically, it's inbox purchase codes.
If that's what they're doing, but somebody again could have just made this up.
Yeah,
let's be honest. The rumours mill now is just.
Well, we'll go on to the rumour mill for the PS4, and Sony's starting their own rumours and saying we will have the strongest launch of PlayStation titles in PlayStation history.
That doesn't surprise me.
They can't really fail.
I've been around for most PlayStation launches now.
They were usually quite lacking.
Yeah, the only one I don't remember is PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a big gamer at the time. PlayStation 2 I had on release day, and I remember what came out with that.
How old were you when the PlayStation 1 came out?
PlayStation 1 was 94, 95 I think, so I'd have been 8?
Yeah.
9?
Yeah, you can be forgiven for not being a gamer at age 9.
Exactly, yeah. So, but the PlayStation 2, I had one on pre-order, and I remember SSX was one of the launch titles. And my god, that was a good game.
PlayStation was 94, December 94.
So, Jesus. Yeah, I remembered that. How do you figure that out?
Yeah.
Maybe more went in than I actually know. Then again, I remember growing up playing Atari games. Ghostbusters on the Atari. Rampage.
All the second-hand consoles.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what went wrong. I had a NES.
Yeah.
Why did I have a NES? By the time I was of gaming age, the Mega Drive had been out for a few years. Because
your dad is a very clever man and has thought ahead like I have. That's why I have the collection of old consoles for my next generation.
You're starting to sound like Microsoft now. You shouldn't talk to your children as next generation. That's just wrong.
It's me 2.0.
Can I claim that about the dog?
No,
he sat and watched me play XCOM today. Does that count?
You create
I've got it into another podcast. I've completed it now.
Did you create the dog? And if you say yes, then I am going to ask you to leave.
Look, all I'll say is I've got short little legs and so does the dog. I'll leave it at that. That's wrong.
You have just bordered into...
That's bestiality.
Yeah.
Speaking of XCOM...
See
what I did there?
Okay, we'll come back to the PS4 in a second. XCOM has... the shoot has re-emerged as the Bureau XCOM Declassified.
Yeah.
It is now going to be an origin story of the XCOM series.
And
is not going to be first-person shooter anymore.
Yes, third person.
Third person.
It's from the makers of Bioshock 2, which
was very quickly redacted.
Yeah. Where, although that does ring alarm bells, we did discuss earlier the fact that although Bioshock 2 wasn't the best game, the mechanics weren't bad.
No.
The story and the rest of it.
Bioshock 2 was okay. It was a good game. However, it failed on one key fact. The environment that it was set in. There was no reason for us to return to Rapture. Yeah. There was no reason for a second story in Rapture, which is why Bioshock 2 wasn't made by Irrational Games.
Yeah, because they'd finished their story, hadn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't want to...
They didn't want to go back to Rapture, so they said, go on, let some bugger else do it.
You can imagine that they went, yeah, alright, yeah, you can make a game.
Well, no, it's fair enough, that's pretty close. That's got to be close to what happened.
Yeah. Sorry, let's go back to PlayStation then.
But yeah, that's happened, and PlayStation 4, the other rumour is... Well, it's not a rumour, it's an announcement. They announced that downloadable games, it'll download enough for you to start playing it, and then download the rest in the background. Which led a few people to question, what about Blu-ray drives? They're a bit slow. They're a lot slower than the hard drive. What are you doing about that? Well, somebody's actually answered that now, and the Blu-ray media will actually install onto the hard drive, but not in the way that it does now. Now you can install everything to the hard drive in one lump.
Yeah, which is tedious.
Which is tedious and difficult and pain in the ass. They're applying the same download technology to the Blu-ray drive, so that it will install just enough to start the game. In fact, it may not even install anything. It will install, it'll run from the disc, but it will install everything from the disc onto the hard drive in the background. So whenever it's got a quiet moment, it will grab more off the disc.
Which, let's be honest, if anyone, I'm sure multiple people have probably done this, but do you ever play on your PlayStation where you'd accidentally hit the eject button and the top would swing up, the disc would stop spinning, but your game was still going?
Yeah.
So clearly it caches, or you
that's what it says. Basically,
works,
as it reads it off the disc, it'll store it in memory. Yeah. So as it's reading it, it'll install it that way. So at the very minimum, playing the game will install it onto your hard drive.
Yeah.
But when it's got quiet moments, once it's installed so much and it doesn't need to call to the disc for that information, it'll call something else instead. And basically install an entire Blu-ray onto the hard drive in about 2 to 3 hours while you're playing it.
You know what I wonder more than anything?
The size of the PlayStation 4 hard drive?
No, we kind of estimated that early, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've
got to say it's got to be a terabyte.
Just because it makes sense. Given the way the PlayStation launched with 160 and 320, was it? That was a long time ago. Terabytes now are a similar kind of price.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a terabyte hybrid.
I'm not sure about the hybrid. Oh, then again, it would be useful for it to be a hybrid, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would.
No, but it won't be a terabyte solid state. That's a given. But if they did a terabyte hybrid with a 250 front end,
now when you say hybrid, I was thinking what the hard drive industry considers a hybrid, where they have a couple of gigs worth of cache on there, basically. That would be useful because it could stick anything that you're using in the cache and everything else.
Well, either way, it'll be. My thing is, we'll have some solid state, and that will store your most active games. So your current.
I was thinking what's currently on your disc. So if you're playing the disc and it's installing in the background.
I was thinking more what's in the system. What's your most commonly played games would be in the solid state section of the hard drive, and everything else would be in.
The only thing you've got to consider is the fact that all consoles are built to a budget rather than to a performance level.
I know,
and that's why I reckon it'd be the hybrid drives, where it's a couple of gig, literally.
Yeah, we've still got to see that. That's one of the details they haven't announced. So
we're geeks. I can't wait. Well, it's later this year, isn't it? They're expecting to launch the PS4. And
We've still got our bet.
Alex Bett's still on, isn't it? Because he thinks the Xbox will launch before the PlayStation.
They did rumour November for the Xbox.
Well, that's it. The Xbox now, I mean, it's been announced.
You've got that bet with Alex about whether the Xbox will launch before the PS4, and we've got the bet that I think PS4 is going to be pushed into next year.
Yeah. Which, but that bet didn't include... If I remember the bet with you was that in Japan, that looks a bit suspect, in Japan, if it launches this year, I still win.
I can't remember, we'll have to go back and listen to
pretty sure it was. You thought the whole thing would be pushed back. I still think it's going to launch this year.
I'm not
because
sure.
It's PC hardware, and even then it's current gen PC hardware. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
No, it's not.
It makes me wonder if in a couple of years they're going to renew it. So instead of having, like now they have the current cycle of PlayStation where they slim it down.
No, because that's a dangerous thing.
They could do PlayStation 4 Mark 1, PlayStation 4 Mark 2, and just have predefined graphics.
No, because what I'm seeing now is the 4S.
Yeah, this is what I imagine. This is how I think they will actually do it.
No.
You will have a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 4S, and a PlayStation 4 Mark 64, which literally are going to be 3 different settings on the... Because if it's like PC hardware, you can customise the graphic settings like you can PC hardware.
No, I'm not allowing that. That is forbidden.
Cool. It would be cool if they did.
It's forbidden. Pass me a beer.
It's a good way to get extra cash out of this.
Yes, I know.
I shouldn't say that, should I? But let's be honest, all of this is all based around money.
When am I getting tangled for? Good. There's a bottle opener.
So, that's all of the console stuff done. Another rumour. It's not a rumour, it's a leak.
Yeah, basically, Tesco's.com managed to fuck up on their web store this week. They listed Call of Duty Ghosts. And not only listed it, but included box art. And not only listed box art, allowed people to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Nobody's announced Call of Duty Ghost yet, but it's just assumed to be this year's Call of Duty.
Yeah. We all know there's a Call of Duty, we just didn't know what it's called. Now we do.
Yep.
Oh, there's a guy with like camouflage, but it looks a bit more kind of rogue-esque. He's not really in full military outfit, is he? He's got a little bandana.
It looks a bit Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah, why not? I played that once.
I wasn't actually thinking of a game. There's a game called Soldier of Fortune?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough then.
How did you not know?
I don't play shooters!
I think the next, 6 articles are all you.
Oh, no. What have we got?
Wii U.
We'll jump back up because we missed out Story Bricks and the Steam stuff. Now, Story Bricks was a Kickstarter that failed a while ago. It was an interesting concept that allowed... Well, it was about the control of NPC AIs and how they don't react to people properly.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make that better, and they built this system that was interesting, that you added story elements to the people and entire attitudes to the people, and it was a really cool little thing. They released the demo of it so that you could experiment with it yourself.
I want to point out you've got about 3-4 minutes, so I would pick your articles wisely here to which ones you want to elaborate.
9 minutes. But this was an interesting concept, and why the Kickstarter didn't work is it didn't really promise anything. It was going to make an MMO using this engine on its own to prove that it worked. But the demo proved that it worked. Now, they went quiet for a while, and this time silence did work for them, because what was happening while they were silent was they were working with Sony to build the Storybricks engine into EverQuest Next, which is the next generation EverQuest. So that technology, so a world that actually all the NPCs evolve based on what's happening in the world around them.
That's pretty awesome.
That could be making it. They claim that EverQuest Next will be the ultimate sandbox.
So the world will actually change.
The world will actually change.
Somebody that starts here and somebody that starts here will get a completely
basically the idea of story block bricks was that you give the NPCs personalities, so they will like this kind of thing, they will dislike this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that could be something as subtle as a change in the environment. So if they like high-tech buildings and people start building medieval forts near them, they'll piss off somewhere else.
Yeah. That's pretty... I hate intelligent people. I wish I could come up with stuff like that.
And the other thing is that Steam has finally added subscription services to... Yeah.
So MMOs on Steam. That is
MMOs on Steam will actually happen. They've added Darkfall Unholy War as a tester. Well, not a tester, as a proof of concept.
Game, yeah. But expect probably pretty much every major MMO to appear on there now.
WoW will be on there within 6 months.
Right, Nintendo,
right.
Go nuts, Paddy.
No, I can boil this down into less than a minute. Basically, start off, Nintendo have accepted that they failed on selling the Wii U. They failed on marketing, no fucker knows what it is. And that's why they haven't made any money with it and failed to meet profit expectations.
Yeah.
They know how to make it profitable, and their entire argument on how to make it profitable is cut down on manufacturing costs and actually release some fucking games.
Yeah. So what they're going to do is they're going to release games over the next few years.
No. Next, within this year, early part of next year, is when all the first party games will come out.
All of these games that were already in development were already going to come out, despite what they're saying now.
Yes.
Yeah. So what they've done actually is said, yeah, we know we've done wrong, but we planned it all along.
Yeah. This is where this annoys me. There's no reason why they couldn't. They
just don't learn, do they?
No,
let's be honest. The 3DS had exactly.
Let's put it this way: if they had waited till June to release the Wii U, and instead spent that time focusing on getting 2 of the first party titles ready for release by June.
Yeah, there's a slight issue though, because by June the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox will have been announced. I think they rushed it. I think genuinely they had to get this out the door for that time to avoid the PlayStation 4 and the Microsoft Xbox. Because Nintendo were ahead in their development cycle, but they're not so much anymore.
No, they weren't.
They were well and truly off, weren't they? They were at a point of being a few years out, whereas now they're pretty much in the same year.
There's a lot of talk online about whether Nintendo should give up on the home console and focus its attentions back in the mobile market.
Yeah. I don't want to see Nintendo go because they are the daddies of the games industry.
Yeah, I don't think they'd ever go anywhere. I think if they focused... I think I'm with the arguments now. That if they focus their attention back onto the mobile console market...
Yeah.
They piss all over Sony. No matter what Sony do, they piss all over them.
The problem is that mobile market is diminishing because... Well, mobile gaming now is kind of a limited attention span, so your phone is adequate. It's not nice playing games on your without proper thumbsticks, but at the same time, I don't play that many games on the move. I'm happy to play those games while I'm.
Well, could you imagine? Right, I'm just spitballing here. A Nintendo 3DS. Take the 3DS. But take the Asus Pad phone concept where you can just plug your phone into the back of it as the processing engine. So when you're on the bus or on the commuting, you've got a proper thumbstick, and then you pop the phone out and you've got a phone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that works, but at the end of the day, you're still carrying around 2 devices. That's the issue for me. I'm happy just to carry that around and just play games that are optimised for touch. Like, I don't mean games with simulated thumbsticks, I mean games that are made for a touchscreen.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm happy to play those while I'm on a bus. And when I get home, I'll play on a pad. I don't always have to play the same genre of game. I'm happy to mix it up a bit.
No, that's it. Other Wii U news, the Miiverse is now accessible via web browsers, so you can look at some of the very cool doodles that I have done on Miiverse.
But you can't actually...
You can't actually add them.
You just look at them.
You can look at them. You can add text, but you can't... Well, I don't know. I haven't actually loaded it up, so I don't know. We're not going to say you can't because we haven't checked.
Yeah. It's kind of like spectating in games.
But
that
no,
concept I don't understand.
The plan is that the Miiverse would be contactable via the browser, so you will be able to at least involve yourself somehow.
So you can say, "Hey guys, nice drawing."
But seeing as most of the Miiverse is doodles done with the gamepad. I'm not sure how you replicate that. Then again, that would mean MS Paint type mouse drawings.
Yeah, but some people are good at them.
Yeah. Some people are fucking awesome at the Miiverse doodles.
Yeah. I still don't understand how they do it.
Neither do I. Other things, they're not hosting a big press conference at E3. They're just doing a smaller one because they've got nothing to announce. Satoru Iwata has been made the CEO of Nintendo America, as well as his current role in Japan. I forgot to put that link in there, but he has.
Cool, well done.
The current CEO of Nintendo America is going to shareholder level.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which means that he now makes he will now be making a lot more announcements for Nintendo America, which means we may see less of Reggie.
I hope so.
I'd like Reggie.
I know, but he's got an annoying name. Reggie Fils-Aimé, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
But I like his goofy face.
At least Iwata, I mean, it's easy to pronounce, isn't it?
I like his goofy face. There's something about Reggie's face that makes me want to...
That should be our pitch of the podcast, just Reggie's face.
And then, the other announcement is that the 3.0 update is live, so you can fix things like the fact that it's slightly too large for certain older TVs.
Not an issue for yours, or
no, not an issue for mine.
As I've seen it on. So.
The loading times have been drastically reduced, and all kinds of bug fixes.
Yeah.
And the last two stories, because we will get this done in time.
Well, not if you keep looking at the time. Go on.
We've got a minute and a half. We've got two stories. The next Scribble Notes is under development, and it will take place in the DC universe.
Woohoo!
And we'll have Batman, Superman, and all the DC characters as...
That's just what I wanted, another game with loads of DC characters.
Yeah.
Come on, they're getting a bit ridiculous now.
Well, it's only because they can't make a good movie universe. They've got to try and take over the games industry because they can't do films.
I suppose they have failed miserably, haven't they?
Marvel makes good films, don't make good games.
Actually, that's wrong, right? Let's be honest here. Pinch yourself
Actually, no,
because Batman films were very good.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, Marvel also... Well, some of the old Spider-Man games were awesome.
Yeah.
It's only recently they've gone a bit awry. But either way, all I'm sick of is the fact that there's so many DC Universe and so many Marvel games and so many... I just think, just have comic books. Just sign both Marvel and DC and just say, fuck it. You have Spider-Man, you have Batman, do what you want. I know it'll never happen, but I don't care. That's what I want. I want both of them together. I want to kiss.
Let's put it this way.
Up.
The only time that's ever happened, there's only been 2 comic books where that's ever happened. And I own one of them.
Well, there you go. But it has happened and it should happen again.
But the problem was...
unlucky.
The fight sequences in those comics were so fucking laughable. Because it was Marvel versus DC and it was a big universe thing. But nobody died in the entire comic. None of the characters died. The battles were just stopped before that crucial moment, and a winner was picked arbitrarily from whoever it was.
In DC, the failure about all of this is the fact that you have Superman. And regardless of kryptonite and so on, Superman is the ultimate. You can't beat Superman. Even Batman could never beat Superman.
However, in the Injustice thing, he won.
Yeah, but it's wrong.
I know.
Superman should always win because he's super. Right? At the end of the day, if there's kryptonite nearby, he could just, avoid it, not go near it. He can fly faster than a speeding bullet.
That's why they added the extra weaknesses to Batman. Sorry, not Batman, Superman.
Yeah.
Superman has extra weaknesses.
He's a flawed character.
Yeah.
He really is. Anyway, also Zynga launched Draw Something too, and that's the end of our podcast. Because we don't want to cover Zynga, because let's face it, it's drawing something. They bought the game and they've lost a lot of money on it.
Oh no, that's it. Let's put it. It's gone that badly that they've had to release Draw Something 2. Yeah. Draw Something was a good game. Draw Something 2 is a sequel to
Drawing Something.
How can you evolve drawing something? How can you evolve Pictionary, considering they're still releasing Pictionary 35 years after they fucking created it with no changes whatsoever?
I said they have. I've got Pictionary Mania at home.
We played it.
Yeah, there you go. You've played Pictionary Mania. You may have been drunk, but you've played it. The difference is you're drawing one of those kind of magnetic drawing boardy things, and you have to do charades and things. So really all they've done is they've taken Pictionary and added other games to it.
Yeah, basically they took, from the sounds of it, I don't remember playing it, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah.
And it's Pictionary, and they've gone, what's like Pictionary? Charades! Yeah, smash!
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. There's one where you have to hold somebody else's wrist and then use their hand to draw. That one's fun.
And you have to draw someone's back.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
I didn't actually play that much of it because my back was fucked and I couldn't actually stand up.
You couldn't move, could you?
I was barely mobile.
Oh.
I was still drunk, but I was barely mobile.
Right, we have like 2 minutes to skip through all of these. So the CryEngine 3 demo is not for video games, it's all for movies.
We mentioned
we covered that. The future of realistic watering games? I hope so. It's
right,
awesome.
it's a tech demo from Nvidia of their new liquid physics engine.
Yeah, this is why I shouldn't read things. This Dead Space fan movie blew me away.
Right, there's a fan-made movie of the Dead Space series being made, and it looks incredible. The trailer looks brilliant, and I'm hoping they get a budget to make more of it. I would love to see that as a film.
Yeah, it's awesome. Halfway through it actually asks, if you want to carry on playing, just buy this DLC.
No, that's Dead Space 2. No, sorry, 3. They don't have to do that till the third film.
Yeah, fair enough. Star Trek the video game, there's a trailer, it looks pretty cool.
Now this is interesting because it's the Star Trek video game. It's based on neither of the films.
Interesting.
It's just based on the universe that the films are set in. So It was supposed to kind of fill in between the two films, but it
kind of doesn't.
It doesn't.
We got a Metro Last Light
Trailer,
is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
It explains the how you'll keep yourself
I'll be
healthy,
honest,
how you'll...
It's Metro Last Light. That's all it needs to say for me.
Yeah, it explains health packs, food and all that shit, as well as some of the weapons that you'll encounter during the game.
Yeah. Another Hearthstone video, and it looks good, and the guy playing is still terrible, still loses.
The guy playing has lost every video he's recorded so far.
I think it's done intentionally. Either that or it's just crap at games. We've got
proper trailer video for the DualShock 4 controller for the PS4.
Still no PlayStation 4.
No.
It's weird that, isn't it?
Infinite Crisis trailer video for Doomsday character and Gaslight Batman.
And Gaslight Batman looks pretty awesome.
And that's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
It's been nice talking to you, and see you next week, maybe. Hopefully.
We will, and hopefully we'll be on time next week.
Don't leave us.
Don't leave us. The audio people are going to think you're nuts. The video people are going to think you're weird.
Oh, I was staring at the webcam as I did it. So, no.
No one watches it.
Hey, 10 people do.
No.
Sometimes 12. We're 25.
25 last week. It was a good. It was a good
Power
week.
of Reddit, that is.
It is. He's wandered off, and I'm done. So yeah, I'm going to stop the video at this point. Stop.